All right, folks, of course, finally arrests are being made in the vicious beating of DeAndre Harris, which took place a couple of weeks ago when they had the protests in Charlottesville. You might recall Harris was knocked down multiple times as he tried to flee from the men beating him with everything from metal flagpoles to umbrellas. On Friday, 18-year-old Daniel Borton was arrested and charged with malicious wounding over the attack on Harris. The Ohio teen has a history of violence with a middle school classmate, telling police that Borton often drew swastikas and had held a knife against the classmate's face and called him Jew Boy. Charlottesville police on Saturday said they have issued a warrant for the arrest of 33-year-old Alex Michael Ramos in connection with the brutal assault on Harris. The man seen yelling the N-word and then firing a gun in the direction of anti-white supremacist protesters was arrested on Saturday. Now, of course, you see him firing this gun and cops nearby. Wow. Wilson Preston was charged with discharging a firearm within 1,000 feet of a school. Now, of course, now it's interesting, I was looking at some tweets this morning from Sean King. He and others were actually posting information with regards to these individuals out here. And one of the things that he tweeted was that he said that both he as well as Lee Merritt, of course, the attorney for DeAndre Harris, he said they were talking to officials who said that they pretty much were waiting on them to ID folks. We'll go to our panel here. Malik, radio talk show host, as well as Lauren Victoria Burke, writer for NBC Black, attorney Scott Bolden. What's crazy here is I get it. You want to take your time and get the right people. But when you have folks on social media who are identifying individuals, as in their name, as in their address, and all of that, really?
Not only name, address, you had a video of the attack, which you typically would not have in an assault case. You would not have a video of all of these things. And then Sean King goes ahead, along with the Root, too, had interviewed the victim, and then you got the detail from that. Then you've got the names of the people, and then Sean King puts the locations of the people. So the police chief, Al Thomas, and the guy that's ahead of the Virginia State Police, Steve Flannery, and the city manager, because Charlottesville has the city manager system instead of having a strong mayor, which I think is problematic in this case. They got to explain this. Now, they got whacked at a city council meeting last week. People showed up and really gave it to them, which I think they deserve. But how does it take this long for an assault case that's on video?
Well, it's a fundamental investigation process. You have to be intentional about it. I love Governor Terry McAuliffe, who said he was pleased with the police response. I guess he's got to say that. But the reality is, these individuals probably never should have
say it.
Well, he has to say it because he's the governor of Virginia. But that being said, these people should never have been allowed to leave the Virginia jurisdiction, first of all. This happened, by the way, many of these happened with either police standing nearby or near the police station, if you will. And you've got to be intentional. You have to have the aptitude to want to crack down. One, I think they were under-policed for this. I thought they were caught off guard. And notwithstanding all the planning, when you have this many marchers on both sides of the aisle, you've got to have crowd control. And as in Boston, they separated them. Not only did they not separate them here, but they let them leave the state when they had information that could have detained them.
Malik?
Scott, I think you're giving them too much.
Too much credit?
Too much. Because here's the reality. When you watch a protester who is actually protesting that a statue should not be removed, and he's armed with a gun.
And helmets. And
helmets, and tear gas, and gas masks, and all these kind of things. And he discharges a weapon. What is there to talk about?
Near the police.
Why are we even having a conversation? I think the bigger issue is the fact that the police stood by. And did not address it immediately. That sends a bigger message than even the discharging of the gun.
And it gets worse because this was torch rally number 3 in 4 months. And the night before, they had a fight at the Robert E. Lee Memorial in front of everybody's face.
Holding
I mean,
torches.
what else do you need?
Folks, last night.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no.
That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.